Round one. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome, boys and girls, to the 123rd episode of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We are powered by 8bit.net and Audio Technica. I'm your not so humble host, Brendan White. You can find me everywhere at Brendan8bit. Joined today, the Batman to my Robin, Miss Ali Hart, who can be found at Miss Ali Hart. How you doing today, my dear?
Oh, well, I didn't know if I felt good about being a Robin, but I'm not the biggest fan of Batman, so I think I'll stick with Robin. That's fine.
No, I gave you Batman.
Did you give me Batman?
I said you were the Batman to my Robin.
Oh. Oh, I don't want that responsibility.
Yeah, well, they're all right. I thought I'd sort of dive into the DC world because that is definitely where your heart lies in the comic book wars.
But that's the biggest misunderstanding, is that if anyone, like, whenever I say I'm heavily into DC, they just assume I'm a big Batman fan. And I'm like, technically, I'm a fan of the Batman franchise, but I really, really dislike Batman. I'm actually a big fan of the villains.
You're all about that rogues gallery.
Yeah, man. The DC has the best villains, I swear.
Who would you rank as your top 3 DC villains?
DC villains? Well, it's instantly Bane. Well, this is also personal preference. This isn't like any like logical like strength to smarts or anything like that. This is all personal. But it's Bane. Then it's Scarecrow. Then the third place is pretty replaceable for me most times. But those are my top 2. Those are my top 2 favorites. I just find them really interesting. And I don't know, they've got great story and they're very misconstrued thanks to the fucking movies.
I was about to say, I'm going to avoid going too far down that rabbit hole.
Everyone knows not to touch that.
Yeah, and take a punt and say that you didn't really like Tom Hardy's portrayal as Bane.
Are we going to start talking about Tom Hardy? Do you really want to ignite that fire?
No, because yeah, he's a good actor, but sadly he seems to urinate on your favorite characters in the world.
I swear, I'm sure he's a great guy, but anything that he touches that I love gets destroyed. So please, Tom Hardy, please leave all my stuff alone. If anyone comes up to you saying like, here's a script for a Scarecrow movie, just say no. For my sake, just say no.
Yeah, I think he's too imposing to be a Scarecrow. Like, Scarecrow typically is sort of more of a meek, sort of smaller type of fella where he fit that more grounded Bane body type, but they just didn't really do much as far as character development from the comic book lore.
He wasn't tall enough.
Yeah, he wasn't, 7 foot and jacked off his guts, but he was still stocky as shit, and I like that. But yeah, anyway, this is a story for another day. We could be here till Wednesday otherwise.
This is not the 8-bit comic book cast. Sorry, guys.
Give it time.
Give it time.
So I guess pivoting on to what else has been happening, what you've been playing, I see there's one title on there that I'm very jealous of that I haven't had a chance to dive into yet.
Yeah. I jumped in on this one, like, when we mentioned it last week, that it was coming out. I was like, yeah, like, I'm definitely going to jump on it. And a lot of people actually approached me saying, like, are you actually getting it? Because I want to get it too. And that is Mario Party on the Switch. That got released, I think, our Friday. So I think we actually had it a bit earlier than some people across the ponds.
Sucked in.
Yeah, and but the funny thing is I actually had to finally sign up for Nintendo Online.
How did that feel? Did you feel a bit dirty?
I did, because I was like, you know what, I was kind of okay with just like, you know what, I'll sign up for the year so I don't have to worry about it. It's done, rip the Band-Aid. I won't have to worry about little payments sneaking out of my account throughout the year. But then it offered a 7-day free trial, and for some reason I took it.
I'll take that. Offset that few dollars a month or whatever they sting you for another week.
Yeah, I'll just pop that coffee aside, because that's what they were charging, was like $5.99 per month. So I'm like, well, actually, it's not even the coffee. That's the almond milk that I 40 cents that I have to get charged every time I ask for almond milk in my coffee.
It's a tough world we live, isn't it?
Tell me about it, especially when people judge you. Anyway.
But before you go into Mario Party, have you played any of those exciting titles like hockey and baseball and soccer?
You know what? I saw when it got that, because when you sign up, it offers you the application, the free download of this like, you know, SNES like classic collection thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll download that. Why not? Well, why wouldn't you? And I'm like, you know, before I even play Mario Party, let me give these classics a go. Ugh, the controls were so
it does not translate.
For me, it didn't.
The old A/B buttons have been replaced by 1,700 different buttons, and it's just too much.
Well, I barely played early Nintendo as a kid, so like that control scheme wasn't very common to me anyhow. But it was more. I felt this experience playing like old Sega games is like just the mechanisms of like jumping and going left to right. Like it felt like really sensitive, I guess is the best way to say it. The controls felt super sensitive. So I played Super Mario 3. I also played Donkey Kong, you know, where he climbs up the ladder. Yep. And what else? I tried something else and I just got really frustrated within a few seconds. I'm like, I'm not about this life right now. So, and I saw the other games that they were offering and I'm like, no, I'm not touching that. I'm not going to touch hockey or whatever, baseball. Soccer. So, you know, I quickly dabbled in there, but I'm like, I really don't see me using this at all.
Yeah, it's a nice little feature and it's like a good touchstone to youth for a lot of people, but it's definitely not a sell point for that service in my opinion. Like
I thought it was going to be, like, but then just experiencing the titles myself, I was just like, no, I actually don't see the benefit of this. I could have also done without this and had a discount, to be honest, but
If they were smart, they would have, like, mirrored PS Plus and Xbox Live where that Nintendo Online subscription gives you... Because there's 1,000 games that release on this thing every week. Like, find a few of them that you could give away for free. A couple little indies, a couple little gems that sort of, you know, get the game space talking a little bit more and get maybe a bit more coverage on those titles. I think that would be a good value add to that service.
Definitely, yeah. But nah. I'm sure they'll figure it out later down the line.
We digress.
Yes,
Mario Party.
Absolutely adorable as expected. Now, full disclosure, I didn't play it locally because I have no friends. So I did play it online. And the online content is strictly only minigame only.
Oh, damn.
You don't actually do the party thing where you go around the board or anything online. It's strictly minigames.
That's a bit of a poo.
It is. However, the minigames are fucking fun. Like, they're absolutely ridiculous, adorable, and so much fun. And I was bloody ace in it, let me tell you. So I've already got a heads up on everyone.
Okay.
But such games as you just... Because you have to use your Joy-Cons, right? Like, one Joy-Con, per person. And it just takes full advantage of the motion control. Like whether you're, like, pumping water out of a faucet, you're, you know, balancing the Joy-Con on your hand because you're trying to shake candy out of a jar. And another one's like a frying pan, frying like meat. So you've got to make sure you fry each corner of the meat evenly. The sensitivity is really, really good. Like, I was really impressed with that. So, yeah, bit of a bummer about the online playing only being mini games.
That's a bit of a poo.
It is.
See, that makes sense now while old Salim the Dream's not here because he told me like something sort of in passing that he was going to be busy pumping water out of a faucet, but I don't really know if there's any sort of sexual undertones attached to that.
Yes, that was probably more what he meant. So.
Yeah, but we wish you well, Dream, in pumping that water. Hopefully you fill that bucket, if you know what I'm saying. But
broad strokes.
Yeah. But I'm excited for Mario Party, and I'm especially excited for PAX. Because there'll be a crew of us bringing our Switches and we can get that local Mario Party action going at our hotel. And we can do that thing where we can sort of make our virtual Mario Party board with our 4 Switches and have all kinds of shenanigans. So I'm keen. How many players does it support? Do you know? I haven't really done much research on it.
I only saw four possible, but I don't know if it actually could extend it further than that. It's generally 4, but I'll have to look into whether it actually does more than 4. I see why not.
I'm googling it as we talk here.
There's been added characters too, so I was really conflicted because everyone knows that I'm strictly warrior. So if anyone's thinking about playing me and choosing warrior, you can write off.
You can forget about it.
You can forget about it. But there's actually a really cute character called Morty. Is it Morty the Mole? And he is adorable as fuck.
Yeah, sadly, just 4 players.
Oh well, I mean, it's what we have been used to, but I'm actually looking forward to playing local, so guess I'll wait till PAX.
V Benny, V NATO, V me. It's going to be great.
It's going to be really competitive. There's also a dancing game in there, so watch out, everyone.
Oh no, I've got no rhythm, as well as having not much voice today. Apologies, listeners, if it does drop in or out. I'm battling some kind of ailment for the 50th time this year. But I got no rhythm. No rhythm. Daddy Hungry ain't winning no bloody Mario Party dance-offs. I'll tell you that much for free.
It's my time to shine.
But from your early experiences only playing the online sort of mini game modes, you're happy with the purchase? You're enjoying it? You think it's worth your time so far?
Fucking Australian $80 for a game. It really hurts. It really does. I should really stop buying things off the Nintendo e-store because I'm finding it elsewhere cheaper. And I'm just like, why do I do this to myself?
But no one wants them little cartridges. No one wants to have them.
That's my problem. I don't want to carry those little things around with me. I just want it in my console. So... But, to be honest, I am. I'm already happy with the purchase. The mini games, I think it's about 40 mini games. I might even be way off.
Might even be 100. Who knows?
It might be 5.
Well, at least we know one is, milking a faucet and filling it. I don't even know.
Milking a faucet.
That's probably the wrong words. Yeah, that's definitely not
I think you're still talking about Sam.
Yeah. It feels so good, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, we're broken.
Yeah. But, the games that they've selected, it's fun. You get to customize, they have their own generic collections, and then if you want, you can just do custom of whatever games you want to play. Seems a bit unfair to people who might be better at certain games, but I for the online component, I'm okay with it. Yeah, it would have been great if I had the board, but it's not that bad. Playing a bunch of competitive mini games with people across the world is fun as well.
How was the connection? Because you were playing obviously not with sort of Australian-based peeps. Were they over
American,
in the US?
Yeah, no, the connection was great. There was no delay whatsoever. I never felt like there. I mean, there was clearly no delay. I'm in Australia and I won most of the matches, so no delay.
Sucked in, Trump.
Yeah, take that. I showed America. But yeah, I think for the most part, if you're a person that really enjoyed most of the other Mario Party games, I think you probably will really, really like this one. Especially if you're strictly online. Not sure. I've got to say though, you can't play it handheld at all. Really? If you tried to do single player, you can't play handheld.
You got to be docked.
Yeah.
Or sort of tabletop mode with the Joy-Con.
Yeah, that's what I had to do because I actually don't have my dock plugged in. I actually never have. I've always charged it just laying around somewhere via the cord. So yeah, that's the only other thing that kind of bothered me is that playing single player, I couldn't do handheld.
It's a bit of a butt.
It is a bit of a butt.
I guess because it probably doesn't support the
motion control.
The Rumble Pack HD or whatever they're calling it, the new advancements that came with the Switch. So
yeah, exactly. That was a bit sucky, but I'm actually really looking forward to being pretty competitive against you guys.
Oh yeah, we need to have some bets.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Anywho, what else have you been playing?
I've been playing a game now. I'm not sure if this is the right way to say it, but I've played a game called Verlet Swing. This game got recommended to me by Steam some time ago, and Steam was right on the money because if you just search this game, Verlet Swing on PC, it is an acid trip. It is neon purples, pinks, blues, and it's really obscure landscapes. And the whole thing about the game is just swinging mechanics, and like you're trying to maneuver across very unique maps while using, momentum, swing, and it sounds really basic. It honestly
I'm looking
does.
at it. It is trippy. My lordy.
It is a trippy ass game. The music's like really like, retro-y, electronic, spacey kind of background music, and the environments. I can't even begin to describe the environments. Like, it is absolutely an acid trip.
The environments look like every second video game outlet's wallpaper.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But we're like space now. We're not weird, trancy stuff. We've moved on from this.
We have. But the thing is that it sounds basic when I say you're just swinging through mazes and maps and trying to maneuver around. But my God, is it difficult, but it is also addictive. I don't know how many times I threw my mouse and then proceeded to pick it up and then try again. And the funny thing is that every time you complete a level, it just brings you up the world high score ranking. And every now and then I'd check to see where I was sitting, and then I'll just scroll past, and that really popular Twitch streamer, is it Rudism?
Rudism, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him, and he's up the top there, like, on most of the maps. So I'm like, I wonder how he's doing it. Is he using a bloody blender?
He'd have something weird. Yeah. Because I'm looking at, like, images on, like, Google image search, and there's a lot of giant pepperoni pizza slices on a lot of these images. That was a
great stage. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe he's made a controller out of a pizza. Who knows? He's a genius of a man. Knowing
him. But the whole thing is that you essentially are trying to grab onto a certain location and swing off it while using, your WS, AD to also kind of move your character with the like with momentum to maneuver around. Mm-hmm. But certain areas aren't. Think that you're Spider-Man and you're trying to maneuver a map, but then there's certain things that Spider-Man's web can't hang on to. It's probably the best way I could describe this game.
Okay. I like
that.
So
I played my own fucked up version of the Spider-Man game. It's essentially what I'm saying.
Yeah, acid trip Spidey.
Acid trip Spidey. Yeah, this is what acid trip Spidey would be going through. So it's a unique game. It's me. I think give it a go if you just want like a little puzzle game to fucking lose your mind over. Yeah, then I definitely recommend it.
You want to take drugs without taking the drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Play Verlet Swing.
Instant review. 5 stars. And the only other game that I kind of like just did this week, which is a bit of a small one, just called Hidden Folks. People have probably seen this on their smartphones as a game available. It's essentially just one big I Spy or Where's Wally. But it's, black and white, little cute hand-drawn maps and characters that you need to find. I've been wanting to play this for a while because, who didn't like Where's Wally or Waldo for our foreign friends?
We are deep in the Where's Wally lore here at home again now. Like, Arch has just discovered Where's Wally, so we've got all the Where's Wally books. We haven't showed him the cartoon yet, but that's the next step. But we've been diving through them books trying to find Wizard Whitebeard and Oddlaw and all those other buggers. And it's so good. It's such a great story, great concept. I can't think of anything today that sort of does what Where's Wally or Where's Waldo, as the Americans know him as. Yeah, it's just such a cool thing. Like such a simple, as you said, like a I Spy game or an I Spy book, but it's hours of entertainment.
You know what? Like, why did they give that to us kids? Was it meant to teach us something, or was it just strictly just to keep us busy and shut up?
I reckon to distract us, keep us quiet, keep us sort of consumed in this Wally hunt, while Mum and Dad maybe snuck off and looked after themselves for a few minutes, or got dinner ready, or had a call with their best friend on the landline, because that's how it was back in our day. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't know. But this looks fun. I like the art style. I like that it is just black and white. I'm looking at some stuff on the Steam store, and
it's surprisingly difficult too. Like I thought, I'll nail this like within no time. But there's a lot of interactivity where you might actually have to click on something so something else moves and then reveals the character. So I like that little element. The only major problem I have with this game is that the person has obviously thought, to be a little bit more creative or maybe even cost cutting with sound. He did the voices, like he did the sound with his voice.
Oh no.
So
like when you poke a crocodile, does it go rah?
Yeah.
Like
and then like you like touch a I stopped myself from saying it. Touch a bush. You hear it like shh, like exactly like that, like or like caca if you touch a bird. And
I was hoping for oh Lord have mercy.
oh my, buy me a drink. But you guys know how I feel about ASMR, so it kind of feels like that every time I play the game.
Oh no.
And because I'm playing on PC and I've got my really nice A20 headphones on, so I'm hearing everything really deep in my ear holes. It's just like ugh. Like
yeah, see that's freaking me a bit too, because I'm off that ASMR train big time too. Yeah. If I got to listen to like it looks like it's a 2-person team, like Adrian De Jong and Sylvain Tegruig put this thing together. It sounds like a couple of Dutch people there, and listen to them, deliver voice lines for all kinds of things in a game. Sound a little bit creepy to me.
It is. It's a sweet game, but because of the voices and the noises, it really doesn't make me want to win.
I just want it to be over.
I just want it to be done, please.
Yeah.
I guess I could just play it without sound. The sound is not necessary.
There isn't any sort of audible cues that lead you to your goal.
So no, not that I've witnessed anyway. But like that's in saying that, like I said, I thought I'd nail this game. Sneeze coming up. I apologize. But yeah, it's actually quite difficult.
Brace yourselves.
Now it's like sitting in my nose. But yeah, it's actually quite difficult. It's lots of fun. You have to zoom in, zoom out. I don't know how people play it on the phone. That sneeze is now tucking itself. It's lost. But it's another good throwaway game. Stop laughing at my misfortune, Brendan.
Just how your voice it just degraded over time with that sneeze there.
It's because
it's still
now
there,
sitting in my sinus.
But look to the sun, or whatever they say.
You look. It says you got to look at direct light, or you like lightly tickle the edge of your nose. But no, it's now one of those horrible ones. They're just going to sit pending for a while.
Oh no!
So those are the games I've played this week. I did play Destiny 2, in case anyone was curious, but I didn't talk about it.
I saw. I think I can't remember. It must have been Instagram stories, or maybe Snapchat. I don't know, but there was some like Gambit grind somber moments there where you're pushing out a lot of time to try and get the next seed of light. Is that the grind you're doing to try and get that other seed of light? No,
I was actually just trying to. I had a lot of bounties, a lot of pent up bounties for powerful gear, and I'm also doing the Maleficent quest, which requires a lot of Gambit action, and oh my god, I really just hate some people. Some people are great at Gambit and then I let them down, but by golly do I know how that feels on the receiving end of when I play Gambit and people let me down. It's a war zone in there, guys. Don't go in it.
Yeah, practice before you get out there and break someone's heart.
Work as a goddamn team for starters, but what? I'm not going to talk about Destiny because people are sick of it.
All right, I'm not going to talk about much because I haven't played all that many things this week. I've still been chipping away at the old WWE Supercard on the old iOS. Have not spent a cent now in I think 2 months.
The new WWE game's coming out soon, isn't it?
It's out now for the people that pre-ordered the AJ Styles Phenomenal Edition, but the standard version I think drops this week sometime, maybe middle of the week. Yeah, but I'm excited on that front too because we've already been starting to try and kick up some internet beefs with a few respective streamers and things to
Have we?
to try and like get faction v faction wars and stuff like that. So
8-bit faction versus the world, huh?
Yep, pretty much. We are the NWO. Based off your last GIF choice, I think you're Kevin Nash now.
Yes!
Based off your last GIF.
Big sexy.
So, yeah, you can be Big Sexy or Diesel as he used to be back in the day. So,
I always remember him as Diesel.
Yeah, back when he was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard. Way back when.
Yeah, way back when.
So I'm excited for some WWE 2K18. WWE Supercard has been killing time for me. Snap gaming and the like. Grinding away. Got a Goliath Plus tier now, which is like the second highest tier in the game. So I think I've done nearly 3,000 matches in that game now. It's ridiculous. But anyway,
Jesus.
Pez, you'd be proud of me. Love you. Been playing a bit more NinjaGirls on the iOS.
I want to look into this game. You are like, every time we talk to you, you're always talking about this damn game. You're like, hey, look at this girl that I just like.
Yeah, like it's
so
weird because it dances the line from being sort of a standard sort of anime-esque RPG to just weirdly creepy unnecessarily. Like I like the sort of the core game modes where it's, you know, you're going through 3 waves of enemies and you've got to have a team build up mixing sort of healers, tanks, DPS, casters and stuff like that, whether it be physical or sort of mage based. So I like there's a bit of tact in that where you need to sort of react based off who you're playing against. But then outside of that, yeah, you go to school or you send these battle girls to work, or you go meet them individually and you like touch their head. And like it says touch, and you touch them and you sort of hold your finger on their head or like massage them, and it's so creepy. But then afterwards, depending on like their affection level with you, if you're like just neutral or if they're a bit keen, they'll be like, I haven't felt a touch like this since spending time with my father. And it's just weird stuff like that. Or it'll be like, ooh, I like that stimulation. Like, thank you for touching me, master, and stuff. It's just, it's this weird nonsense. But I really like the core aspect of the game with all the battling and getting that team component, that team build set up the right way. And I think I've got some pretty good battle girls now in old NinjaGirls. And I'm working my way through the main story is Brendan 8-Bit Summer or Brendan 8-Bit Senpai, depending on who I'm bumping into. But then there's all these weird like daddy issue storylines because like you're a kid at school and like you get teased by a few people for being gay, and then all of a sudden you get teased for like crushing on all the girls. And then some of the girls have weird brother issues, and it's so weird. And because you get that Japanese to English translation, the phrasing on some of these things is so fucked. But it just cracks me up sometimes. But I've gotten Dane, our boy Dane Peavy's running around playing NinjaGirls now too. So he's welcome to the club, good sir. Anyone else playing, let me know, because I think we could actually faction up or create a guild and be smut daddies together. So yeah,
I might join you. I might become a smut daddy as well.
Let's do it. And outside of that, just been playing some more Assassin's Creed. I've been traveling this week, so I've only probably put another couple of hours into Odyssey, and then maybe 7-8 hours into NinjaGirls. But I'm hoping to play some more stuff this week. Black Ops 3, Black Ops 3, Black Ops whatever comes out this week. So I want to play a bit of Blackout and see how the Battle Royale goes in full version. And I want to get some Mario Party going too. So
yeah. Fight me, IRL or whatever. Actually, I've been watching some Assassin's Creed gameplay and it looks good. Like, it looks really good. I love the environments. It's absolutely stunning. I watched plenty of people climb the giant statue and climb the statue's penis. That's been fun. And my only problem with it, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was a stream thing, but I feel like the dialogue's not matching the lips.
I haven't noticed that yet. Maybe it was a slight latency issue on the stream.
Could be.
It depends on what they were playing it on too, but on the old One X, it's been pretty smooth. I haven't noticed any sort of delay between mouth to voice, but
I've only watched 2 streams, so but regardless, the game looks great. The characters, I've only seen people playing as the guy.
No, I'm playing as Cassandra.
Oh, really?
I've got the fiery bisexual descendant of Leonidas just kicking ass.
Oh, okay. Oh, yep, that makes sense. I've got to say, the guy's still pretty.
Yeah, he's a good-looking fella. Like they're both attractive protagonists, as they like to do in these games. But it's so fun. It's so fun. It's cool to go from like a parkour-esque free-roaming Spider-Man to a parkour-esque free-roaming Assassin's Creed, where you still have that freedom in going wherever and climbing whatever and running and just being agile and fluid in your movements. I really like that about Assassin's Creed, and it really nailed that concept early on with that franchise, and it's just continued to evolve it from now. It's so good. It's so good, and the combat's tight. I love some of the kill animations that they're getting going now with some of the Spartan movements and sort of combat styling that they weave into that. But yeah, it's a really good game, and God, it's pretty. My goodness.
I'm glad people are enjoying it. I'm glad this time around it's getting much better coverage. So
yeah, and
Ubisoft.
It's good that it came out a few weeks before Red Dead 2, because if it came at the end of this month, I think sadly sales and just hype around it would suffer exponentially. But the fact that it sort of got almost a month to gestate before Rockstar rolls into town will certainly, hopefully it translates to sales and they keep making this franchise, because they're really firing on all cylinders with these games now. Should we jump into a bit of housekeeping before we tackle a couple of bits of news?
Let's tidy up.
Alrighty. First things first, youtube.com/we're8bit for an absolute swag load of video-based content. Apologies for lying last week with our NBA 2K19 gameplay coming out. That will actually be coming out sometime this week. We had some recording issues on the audio front, but we will keep that going into the future. We've also got 2 videos coming out this week from Sammy Deej. And then also on the back of that, 8bit.net/win to go into the draw for a pair of ATH M40X headphones and a limited edition AT2020 USB Plus microphone in that limited edition blue color. We're going to be running this competition for the next several weeks. But yeah, it's a great introduction for people into podcasting. You've got your phones, you've got your microphone set, so you can podcast, you can stream, you can create content. Hell, you could do, ebooks or, just monologues. Who knows what you want to do? Yeah, maybe some ASMR. Get some cotton wool buds, rub them close to that mic, do whatever creepy shit ASMR people do, and make some money on Twitch. Who knows? And tailing on the back of that, audio-technica.com.au for the best in audio equipment. If you are looking for a new set of headphones, the flagship M series range has now introduced the ATH M60X, which is a fresh new style for professional monitoring headphones, while keeping the same proprietary features of the legendary ATH M50X. Can confirm, actually tried these during the week, and they are mint. If anyone is hesitant based off the M40s or the M50s, the can size, where they are a little bit big on the sides of your head and you want something smaller, the M60X is exactly like that. They're nice. They're in sort of a gloss black. They look the business, and the sound quality is phenomenal. So audio-technica.com.au, and they come in around $2.99 Australian dollar. Anyway, let's get into some news.
This week's news headlines.
The first bit of news comes via way of Luke Plunkett from Kotaku, and the news headlines reads, new Nintendo Switch model coming in 2019. And so the article goes, the Wall Street Journal is reporting that Nintendo will be introducing a new version of its popular Switch console next year. The report says that the move comes as Nintendo hopes to boost sales momentum of the Switch, which has dropped off since its meteoric launch. It's claimed that the new model would likely share many features with the current version and be compatible with existing Switch game software. It also says that Nintendo is still debating what new hardware and software features to include in the upgrade, with one option on the table being an upgraded screen, closer to those found in most recent smartphone LCDs, which would make it brighter, thinner, and more energy efficient. So I ask you, Miss Hart, what features would you like to see in the new Nintendo Switch?
Bluetooth headphone compatibility.
That is definitely number 1 and maybe number 2 on the list. IMO.
Yeah. What else do I want? I want a better back holder thing, the little flimsy little little kickstand that they've got going on. No, something a bit stronger, and I don't see the memory card as well. Yeah. What else would I want? There's probably a few things. I'm a little bit irked that they're already talking about a new Switch. Because I feel like I'm only really just now seeing the benefits of having my Switch, because they finally released enough games. Like, we're getting some good like A+ titles that are coming out. Like, and now they're talking about a new Switch.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Like, it's always the risk versus reward for early adopters on this type of hardware, where you get it early and you're in at ground level, but then 12 months on, it's like, yeah, Switch 2.0 with improved battery, Bluetooth functionality for headsets and stuff, and it's just like, God damn it. I'm here with my OG with cables running everywhere and battery that lasts me 2 hours on some games. Like, it's, yeah. But I don't know, yeah. Maybe a crisper screen would be nice. I think that could be cool. I like that they said brighter, thinner, and more energy efficient. So if you get more power and battery usage out of these things, great. But yeah, Bluetooth headphone support would be magical. Yeah. For one.
Yeah. Like, I'm not as much as I'm complaining about them releasing new content. That's not too surprising, because this is the same company that brings out 3DS Large, 3DS XL, and then the little whatever that slice of cheese DS that they brought out was.
God, that thing was dumb.
What was that?
Was it DS Lite or something? Was it called? I can't remember.
It wasn't foldable though, was it?
No, it was just a flat bit of technology.
It was something. But I mean, will they really release one in time for 2019?
Maybe it'll be sort of early 2019 in conjunction with almost when they released the first Switch, which was around that Feb time. So maybe it'll come out just in the new year. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Maybe it's going to come out with the bloody virtual console with the GameCube games they promised us that sort of fell by the wayside. But I don't know. I don't think there's anything that they could bring out that'd be a game changer for that device. It's more so just sort of value adds and just general benefits and ease of access, I think, is the main thing.
That's what this feels like. It feels like just like after, a good amount of time of people experiencing the actual Switch, they've identified just maybe a small few key hardware factors, and they're just going to refine that a bit, which also makes it a bit more difficult to justify buying it again. Yeah,
I wouldn't. Like, unless it's some revolutionary leap forwards, I'll happily just sit with my Gen 1 Switch and keep Gen 1 switching.
Yeah, I think I'd probably be doing the same as well. Unless it's some really cool skin design that they've got, then I'm a sucker.
You could have got that Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee variant.
Yeah, that one looks pretty cute, actually, I gotta say.
Yeah. So moving on to the second news article for this week. Harry Potter open world game reportedly leaked. This comes via way of Kevin Knežević from GameSpot. Apologies, Kevin, if I butchered that surname. So this article is a little bit of a longer one, but it's very interesting. So Reddit user VaporThisBro shared a video of the alleged new Harry Potter game online. Apparently, he's a viable source for leaks. So thanks, VaporThisBro. Shared a video of the alleged new Harry Potter game online, which shows off character creation, spellcasting, and open world environments set in and around familiar Harry Potter locations. The video has since been removed from YouTube by Warner Brothers, but mirrored versions of it are still available to watch. And while the quality of the video is poor, it certainly looks intriguing. Along with the video, VaporThisBro shared a synopsis of the alleged game, which suggests players will assume the role of a fifth-year student shortly after arriving at Hogwarts. Strange events begin to happen in the Forbidden Woods, and players embark with a professor named Elazar Fig to investigate. The game also allegedly allows players to freely explore the world and decide whether to pursue a path of good or evil. Then Eurogamer reports that the footage is indeed taken from an in-the-works Harry Potter game, and that the title is being developed by Avalanche Software, the studio best known for its work on Disney's 2013 Toys to Life title, Disney Infinity. Excuse me. Following Infinity's cancellation in 2016, Avalanche was briefly shuttered alongside all of Disney Interactive's other subsidiaries until Warner Brothers Interactive acquired the studio in early 2017.
Wowza.
So, Harry Potter open world game. MMO-esque potentially is the rumor mill going around, or at the very least RPG. What do you think? Are you keen as beans on this? Like a nice high-budget Harry Potter game. It's apparently set in the 1800s from the rumor mill, so it's well before the the events of actual Harry Potter-based lore. So it'll be cool to see things before Voldemort and all that kind of nonsense. So
I guess I like, to be honest, like, because I'm not deep into the Harry Potter fandom. I'm not crazy like some people are.
NATO's blood is boiling right now.
Oh, like I care. Like I care. But I think I would rather, if I was to have this wonderful like semi-open world, essentially role-playing game in the Harry Potter universe, I kind of want to be a bit closer to the times of the books, just because of familiarity. But I think I'd like this if you're actually going out, doing classes, leveling up your magical abilities as well, traveling to certain areas that you recognize from, Harry Potter lore. It'd be great. I think that'd be very, cute, very adorable. I don't know if there'd be much longevity in that, but yeah, I would probably give this a go.
Yeah, I like that there will be branching paths where you could be good or be evil. I like that there's that sort of depth to it where you could sort of choose your play style and how your character's perceived. The fact that you can create your own wizard is great. So you can be, the male or the female wizard you've always dreamed of. I'm not sure what happens with the sorting hat, if you've got to answer questions or if you can just select your house. On that front, what house is sort of your goal? I know we've all done the Pottermore stuff, but do you feel that your Pottermore answer and defining definition of the house you're in is true to you, or do you see yourself somewhere else?
I always thought I'd be something a bit more like Ravenclaw, but I got sorted into Gryffindor. So I feel like a goody two-shoes. I feel like a real, pleb. I feel like sliced bread. Like I wasn't very happy with my placement.
You are vanilla. I
am so vanilla. Like, I would like to hang out with all the cool kids in Slytherin. But apparently that means you're more likely to be evil. So I guess that's not great. So yeah, I probably want to hang out in Ravenclaw.
Yeah, that's what Pottermore heaped me into. I'm a Ravenclaw attendee, so we'll see if that happens in this game too. I think it could be fun if there is sort of an online aspect where we could roll around being wizards together and sort of solving crimes and stuff. I think that could be really cool.
That would be a lot of fun, to be honest. I would love to play like an online multiplayer element of that. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, but
like GTA cross Harry Potter.
Hell yeah, that would be magical.
That would be magical. A good use of word there.
Yeah, but it's interesting, like sort of Avalanche, the studio that's behind this. Like, I'm just having a look at their sort of game listings, and they started way back when they did like the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 port and like Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Then they did Rampage 2, they did Rampage Through Time, but then it pivots into like Rugrats in Paris the movie, Chicken Little, Tak and Tak 2, Rugrats Royal Ransom. They did some NCAA football games. Then they did like
confused.
A heap of Disney games from sort of that mid-2000s onwards. It was like Meet the Robinsons, Bolt, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, and then all the Disney Infinity games. So, I'm like, the Disney Infinity games are a pretty large living, breathing world. So I guess that bodes well for this game. But maybe the tone might be a little bit lighter, just based off their most recent works. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? They'd have to make it more lighter in tone, because obviously this is, this fan base is, from obviously older ages, but to the younger ages as well. So yeah, they can't make it too, well, I don't think they'd make it violent, but too dark, too sinister.
It's interesting though, because I'll be honest, I haven't read any of their books. I've watched all the movies, but they get darker in tone with every movie when they obviously, it ties into, I guess, the Harry and the crew getting older at the same time and whatnot. So they're maturing and dealing with more adult-based shit. But yeah, I wouldn't mind it if it did sort of tap dance on sort of a light to a dark tone, depending on what's going on in the game. But yeah, then it depends on the target market they're trying to get at with this.
Yeah. Well, I'll still be curious to see how they market it. If it is more like, I guess, more kid-friendly, I don't know how much I'll delve into it. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Make it online so we can cast spells together and be evil or good, or maybe sit in the middle. Maybe we can be like a renegade.
Fence sitters.
Yeah. All right. So the last bit of main news that I wanted to talk about today, Google and Ubisoft to test game streaming service with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is by Hayden Taylor at gamesindustry.biz, and the article reads, Google has this week revealed a new partnership with Ubisoft to test its new video game streaming service. A limited number of players in the US will be able to stream Assassin's Creed Odyssey through Google's Project Stream, free of charge as of October 5th. There doesn't seem to be any significant technology or hardware requirements other than a stable 25 megabits per second internet connection and an updated version of Google Chrome installed on a PC or laptop. And then in quotes from Google, we're inspired by the game creators who spend years crafting these amazing worlds, adventures, and experiences, and we're building technology that we hope will support and empower that creativity. So this is interesting, like full video game streaming via a web browser.
What was that quote?
It's complete marketing fluff, but
So much fluff. Sorry.
yeah, this is a pretty big step forward. Like with a big AAA title like Odyssey, and big companies like Ubisoft and Google partnering to try and use this Project Stream offshoot that Google's working on. It could be an interesting way to play video games. Obviously, graphical fidelity will probably drop substantially if you're just browsing this through Google Chrome, through this extension. But I'm curious to know what type of latency to expect from sort of controller or keyboard and mouse input through the internet and back. But yeah, this is pretty nuts.
Yeah, like, and obviously they went to the US. There's the sneeze.
Bless you.
Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so they obviously gone to the US because US is obviously, they have good internet, so they have consistent internet, but I don't know how it would do in Australia for starters. Having a consistent, stable internet connection is always not fun. Like you said, latency on controls, and then it'd be all cloud technology, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So it'd be a steady connection would be paramount, because the second that drops, you're probably going to drop out a game, or that handshake goes for a little while. So yeah, it's interesting. It's exciting. Like, it will be definitely region based, pending network infrastructure if you can handle this type of thing. But I'm wondering what the future is for this. Like, what kind of cost would it be? Do you pay for the game, or is it sort of almost like a hire? Like you rent the game via this type of service?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I wish we knew someone in the US that was getting in on this sort of test bed, because it sounds pretty cool. And Google's a company that could sort of pull this off, because obviously they've got the infrastructure and they've got the cash. But
I'm sure we can find someone.
Yeah.
So this has to be this is obviously just practice at the moment. Like, this isn't something that they've absolutely figured. Like, this is just beta testing, right? Like, because it just seems really off.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't sound 100% yet. It doesn't sound.
It's definitely early access. The game, you obviously get access to the full version of the game, but as far as Project Stream, I'm not really sure if it is sort of it'd be in some form of early access state, whether it's alpha or beta or pre-release, I don't know, but it's exciting. I'm genuinely curious to see if this type of situation could take off. Australia probably wouldn't be able to work it for vast majority of the country because our internet sucks.
Yeah.
But a lot of other regions. Yeah.
So there's no downloading whatsoever.
No, it's just streaming through Chrome. So there'd be a little plugin that you're installing into Chrome, and away you go from there. So I
just don't understand how it's. I don't know. I just say, like, it's probably probably the people out there that know a bit more than me, like, you know, they're probably like, yeah, it's totally possible, totally plausible. But for me, I just feel like there's just going to be so many components that could just drop off quality wise. So, I mean, if they figured it out, kudos to friggin' Google.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to that input lag from from your buttons. If that's going to be smooth, where you hit a joystick or hit, you know, A or D, and you're moving at the same time as that input, then great. But if there is, you hit it and there's a, you know, half-second delay, whatever it is, it's going to be a dog's breakfast. But yeah,
Just thinking graphically as well. Like, oh well, I mean, yeah. Always happy for improvements to the gaming industry in the future and accessibility and whatnot. But yeah, this one has me baffled.
Something that people were unhappy about, at least in Amazon's regard this week, big gameplay leak of Amazon's new MMO pops up on Pornhub. This comes via way of Wesley Yin Poole over at Eurogamer. Gameplay of Amazon's new MMO is leaked online. 2 hours and 11 minutes of uncut stream footage of New World was uploaded to Pornhub in late September. The leak first emerged on the New World Libertarian Discord, where a user linked to a Google Drive file. The video was then uploaded to Pornhub as, in quotes, backup in case of removal. While New World is announced and even has a product range on Amazon, it is currently running in an NDA-protected closed alpha. The footage was removed from Pornhub, but not before it was viewed over 3,800 times. YouTuber Less Than Epic then condensed the gameplay and uploaded his own impressions. And then on the back of that, this isn't the first time leaked gameplay footage hit Pornhub. Back in 2015, thousands of people watched leaked Fallout 4 footage on the porn site. You can see why. You can see why people would use Pornhub as a home for leaked gameplay footage, although clearly it is not immune to takedown requests from copyright holders. So, interesting. Porn coming through with the goods again. New World, the MMO that is getting helmed by Amazon. 2 hours and 11 minutes of footage leaking around there. It looks interesting.
That's a lot of footage, yeah.
For anyone that's not aware of what New World is, it's a third-person survival MMO with resource gathering, crafting, and action combat. The idea is you settle a new world, joining forces with other players to form companies of craftspeople, mercenaries, prospectors, and architects. You claim territory while fighting against raiders.
Sounds great.
So the concept sounds cool. And someone with the financial standing of Amazon can certainly pump enough money into this to make it worthwhile. But it's just hard. MMOs, you know, they're a life drain. You can't be in with too many of these. It's almost you've got to commit to one MMO in your life, and that's it.
Yeah, true that.
But yeah, the footage of it looked okay. I watched a little bit of the leaked footage that Less Than Epic.
Did you?
It was on YouTube. Thank you very much. Yeah, Braz is over Pornhub for anyone out there, but yeah. But no, it's interesting. It looks cool. I like the concept. I like this sort of new worlds conquering sort of civilizations and things like that. I think that's cool. But yeah, Pornhub, the place for breaking news.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the Fallout leaked content that appeared on there and how everyone kind of got together and watched it all as a group, as you do. I don't know how, like, what Pornhub's uploading requirements are. Is it just upload anything and then if someone says take it down, that gets taken down?
I think so. I think it's pretty wishy-washy. You know, people aren't on there long enough to deep dive and try and find all these hidden gems. I think they're only there for a few minutes, so...
Only a few minutes?
Yeah. So that 2 hours and 11 minutes of game time, I don't think anyone's actually watched the full entirety of that on Pornhub. You know, they've watched the opening credits and then they're done. So we'll see. What is going to leak next on Pornhub? Who knows? Maybe the Trump Stormy Daniels sex tape leaks one day.
Oh,
that would not be a good time. Yeah. Mario Party, am I right?
Oh, no one's right with that. Oh, God. Maybe we'll see. Oh, no, that's really cruel. I was going to say Animal Crossing, but that's just wrong.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that shouldn't be appearing on Pornhub. That's bad. Oh, I've just tainted something I love so much.
It'd be there if you Googled that or searched that on that website. There'd be some kind of smut on there for sure.
Rule 34. There's definitely smut out there.
Yep. That little mare would be up to no good with somebody. Don't you?
You are that little mare. Although Tom Nook, oof,
Yeah.
that guy's
All
got
right,
a
so
power
that is
complex.
the news that was this week in gaming. This has been episode 123 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. A quick little bit of housekeeping. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe us on the iTunes, on Spotify, on any podcast platform that you have found us, because it absolutely means the world. Keeps them emotional lights on in our hearts. And while you're there, be sure to do the same for the other respective podcasts you are listening to in your daily or weekly rotation. Hashtag 8-Bit Collective for all the 8-Bit Collective orientated news from 10 podcasts, several video content creators. We are churning out content on the daily, so be sure to check that hashtag 8-Bit Collective on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever search platform you are utilizing. 8bit.net for our landing page for all that juicy content in the one sexy destination. Find us all as a collective at We Are 8-Bit. Find me everywhere at Brendan8Bit. Miss Sally Hart, is there anything you want to say before we rolling out of here for the 123rd time?
Yeah, I just want to say, as the seasons change in both all the countries across the world, that is a good time to refresh your merch. So don't forget to check out our stuff at Design by Humans. We are 8-Bit. We have great merch in there. So everyone that's getting the cool season, get some nice sweaters. The Stay Hungry logo in a sweater is absolutely amazing. Also check out t-shirts and singlets for us Aussies who are approaching the warmer weathers.
Mm-hmm. And coffee cups for those people that need that morning cup of joe, or maybe you want to drink your Coca-Cola out of it, or your juice, or
we don't judge.
Whatever. Kombucha, or whatever that healthy shit is that people are all about these days.
Oh,
put it all in the 8-Bit cups, because they're magical.
They are magical. They'll make anything that tastes like shit taste okay.
Yeah.
It'll taste okay.
Yeah.
And you can find me everywhere at Miss Ali Hart.
And we don't know where you can find Salim. He is out there somewhere causing all kinds of shenanigans and debauchery. But he may be back next week. Hopefully we'll be having Luke Lancaster from PAX and Repop fame on it next week as well. We're just locking down schedules. But until next time, 8-Bit Nation, for the world first episode 124, much love.
Stay hungry.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.